At 43 years old, when most Hall of Famers choose silence over controversy, Dwyane Wade has done the unthinkable. He finally revealed a list he once swore he would take to the grave. The 5 rivals he truly disliked the most during his NBA career. The admission stunned fans, insiders, and even former teammates who always viewed Wade as the calm, composed figure who avoided unnecessary conflicts. But why now? And what pushed him to open the door to stories he spent decades keeping buried beneath championship glory and public respectability? That single revelation has shaken the basketball world, sparking debates, theories, and old tensions that never fully died. And now, the moment everyone has been waiting for, the 5 names and the 5 stories, deeper and darker than anyone imagined. Number 5, Paul Pierce. For years, the rivalry between Dwyane Wade and Paul Pierce simmered beneath the surface, fueled by pride, legacy, and a battle for respect that neither man was willing to lose. Pierce, the self-proclaimed truth, often positioned himself as superior to Wade, a claim that insiders say irritated Wade far more than he ever admitted publicly. Their clashes weren't just physical, they were psychological. Every Heat Celtics matchup felt like a personal duel, a silent argument over who truly owned the era. Witnesses from those battles recall moments when trash talk crossed the line. One insider claimed Pierce once told Wade during a playoff game that he would end his prime early, a remark that burned deeper than any hard foul. Wade never forgot it. The animosity grew, moment by moment, until the rivalry became one of the most emotionally charged in modern NBA history. For Wade, Pierce wasn't just a competitor, he was a reminder of every slight, every dismissal, every time someone questioned his greatness. Number 4, Lance Stephenson. If there was ever a player who knew how to get under someone's skin, it was Lance Stephenson. And with Wade, he pushed that talent to its limit. Their encounters were chaotic, unpredictable, and often crossed into something more personal than professional. Stephenson built a reputation on disruption, and insiders say Wade was one of his favorite targets. Not because of animosity at first, but because Wade represented everything Stephenson wanted to knock off balance: poise, control, and championship pedigree. During the notorious Heat Pacers battles, witnesses recall Stephenson whispering provocations into Wade's ear, mocking his injuries, even accusing him of being protected by the league. One assistant coach later revealed that Wade once walked into the locker room after a game and said, "If he comes at me one more time, I'm done being polite." The tension was no longer playful, it was boiling. The breaking point came during a playoff series when Stephenson delivered a hard, borderline cheap shot, followed by a smirk that cameras almost caught. Wade's reaction was instant. No more tolerance, no more restraint. That moment sealed Stephenson's place on this list. To Wade, Stephenson wasn't just an irritant. He was chaos that tried to shake the foundation of everything Wade stood for. Number 3, Rajon Rondo. The rivalry between Dwyane Wade and Rajon Rondo was never subtle. It was sharp, cold, and rooted in years of playoff battles where neither man was willing to give an inch. Rondo, the strategic backbone of the Boston Celtics, carried himself with a defiant confidence that clashed directly with Wade's controlled intensity. Insiders say their tension began long before fans noticed it. During chippy regular season games where Rondo felt the Heat received too much spotlight and Wade believed the Celtics disrespected Miami's rise. Things escalated in 2011 when a controversial play left Rondo with a gruesome elbow injury. Celtics loyalists labeled it dirty, though replays showed it was an accident. Still, behind closed doors, Rondo reportedly told teammates that Wade knew exactly what he was doing. Wade never forgot that accusation. For him, questioning his character was more offensive than any physical confrontation. Their icy hostility resurfaced years later in Chicago when Rondo, now Wade's teammate, publicly criticized him and Jimmy Butler, calling them out for leadership issues. That betrayal hit even deeper. Wade felt blindsided, wounded by someone he'd once tried to coexist with. To Wade, Rondo wasn't merely a rival. He was a reminder that some wounds, especially the ones tied to pride, don't heal easily. Number 2, Manu Ginobili. For Dwyane Wade, Manu Ginobili represented a different kind of rivalry. One built on respect, yet layered with frustration, pain, and moments that left scars deeper than fans ever realized. The Miami Heat and San Antonio Spurs met on the NBA's biggest stage twice, and every possession felt like a chess match where Ginobili was the wild card Wade could never fully contain. Insiders say Wade admired Manu's fearlessness, but that admiration slowly twisted into irritation as Ginobili repeatedly disrupted Miami's rhythm with his crafty unpredictability. Witnesses from those finals recall heated exchanges between the two, quick, quiet, and sharp. One assistant coach remembered Wade muttering, "He's the one guy I can't read," after a game where Ginobili single-handedly swung the momentum. But the real fracture came in 2014. As the Heat's dynasty began to crack, Ginobili delivered dagger after dagger, each one feeling like a personal blow to Wade's legacy. Behind the scenes, teammates said Wade took that loss harder than he ever admitted. It wasn't just the defeat, it was being outmaneuvered by someone who played the game with a style Wade struggled to solve. To Wade, Ginobili became the ghost of a finals past, a reminder that even greatness has its vulnerabilities. Number 1. Kobe Bryant. Among all the rivals Dwyane Wade faced, none cut deeper nor shaped him more than Kobe Bryant. Their relationship was a storm of admiration, competition, silent resentment, and moments that shifted the course of both their careers. Wade grew up studying Kobe, absorbing every fadeaway, every footwork nuance, every ruthless instinct. But admiration turned into tension the moment Wade realized Kobe didn't view him as an equal, at least not at first. Insiders recall early matchups where Kobe barely acknowledged him, treating Wade like just another young guard trying to mimic his greatness. That cold dismissal fueled Wade's obsession. And then came the moment that changed everything: the 2008 Olympics. They trained together, pushed each other, and for the first time, Wade saw the man behind the myth. But competition lingered like a shadow. The breaking point came in 2012 when a hard foul from Wade broke Kobe's nose during the All-Star game. Cameras caught Kobe's stoic reaction, but witnesses say he told teammates afterward, "He'll pay for that." The tension was real, sharp, unforgettable. For Wade, Kobe wasn't simply a rival. He was the standard, the obstacle, the mirror reflecting every insecurity he ever had. Loving him, hating him, chasing him, it was all part of the same complicated truth. And that's why, when Wade revealed this list, nobody was surprised Kobe stood at number 1. Just when fans thought Wade's list couldn't reveal anything more explosive, there was one final detail, one that insiders had whispered about for years but never dared to confirm. According to a former Heat staffer, Wade kept a private journal during his peak years, filled not with plays or strategies, but with names, moments, and emotions he refused to show the public. And buried in those pages was a truth more unsettling than the rivalries themselves. There was a sixth name. This wasn't a player, nor a coach, nor even someone from the opposing bench. It was a figure who had shaped his path far more aggressively than any rival he faced on the court. Witnesses who saw the journal say Wade wrote about the pressure that almost broke him, about a voice that told him he would never be enough, even at his best. For years, fans assumed his toughest battles were against the Celtics, the Spurs, or Kobe. But in reality, Wade's fiercest opponent was the one he carried inside, the fear of never living up to the expectations placed on him. That revelation changed the entire meaning of his list.